You know what this movie is, man. You know what it is. And in all honesty, it's not that different from the first Space Jam. It's a fucking commercial. But the difference is, this is a commercial for Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers' own properties. And Space Jam, the first one, which is just called Space Jam. This is called Space Jam: A New Legacy. And what a legacy it will be of Warner Brothers' excellence. Hello and welcome to an episode of Blockbuster Reviews. If you don't know what that is, it is where I play a single game of Tetris Marathon and try to review a film before the blocks reach the top, or I get to 150 lines. Spoilers are at line 50. Here we go. So Space Jam: A New Legacy is a sequel slash reboot to, do I say a cornerstone of my childhood? Certainly an important part of it, a sequel reboot to the original Space Jam, starring Michael Jordan. And Space Jam: A New Legacy stars LeBron James as himself, who is dealing with his family issues, which are his kids don't want to be basketball players. Well, one of them doesn't want to be a basketball player. He wants to be a unbelievable, holy shit, I almost lost the game already. That would have been embarrassing. One of his kids wants to be a unbelievable computer programmer who has access to all the resources in the world to become the absolute best computer programmer, but he's not as good at basketball as other people. So of course, this causes a rift between LeBron and his son. So of course, to try and, you know, get in good with his son, he's like, hey, do you want to go to this high-powered meeting at the Warner Brothers studios with me, where they'll just let my son be involved in these multi-million-dollar decisions? And of course, the executives are Steven Yeun and Sarah Silverman, which I was shocked to see them in this. Anyway, the point is, while they're at this meeting, a rogue artificial intelligence played by Don Cheadle on a green screen, is planning to kidnap LeBron James and force him to play basketball in order to take over the world with technology that LeBron's son has. Because I believe he said in the film that I just used your tech dom to suck everybody's physical being into this serververse. And if that's the case, this kid has created Tron-level technology. Tron, kids, was a movie where a gentleman got sucked into a computer and was forced to play games against the programs. And it would be, you know, it would be 100% shocking if that were the case. That this child of LeBron James had come up with physical to digital transfer and was able to turn human consciousness into digital space, which would basically turn us immortal. But we could use that technology to have LeBron James dunk on Warner Brothers characters and to gather together all of the IP that Warner Brothers owns to watch a basketball game. Now, we're already at line 50. You know what this movie is, man. You know what it is. And in all honesty, it's not that different from the first Space Jam. It's a fucking commercial. But the difference is, this is a commercial for Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers' own properties. And Space Jam, the first one, which is just called Space Jam. This is called Space Jam: A New Legacy. And what a legacy it will be of Warner Brothers' excellence. The original Space Jam was just a commercial for all the brands that work with Michael Jordan and Warner Brothers. And really just the Looney Tunes. So I don't, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not allowed to be upset by this. Like, I'm not really allowed to come on here and be like, oh my gosh, you insensitive, unbelievable pricks, look what you have done to my precious Space Jam. Because Space Jam, the original, was not precious. It was a 85-minute long commercial for what's his name? I lost his name. You know, Michael Jordan. 80 long commercial for Michael Jordan, his accomplishments, his short stint with the game of baseball, and all the brands that work with him, all the fine quality brands. While this one is a commercial for LeBron James being great at basketball, maybe not having the best relationship with his son, but he's working on it, and the Warner Brothers cinematic universe, which includes such tone shifts as all of the different Batmans, including 1966 Adam West Batman, as well as the Joker that was created by Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix. So you have these moments where you're like, oh yeah, this is a fun comedic romp with the Looney Tunes, and then you're reminded, oh yeah, you remember Clockwork Orange? You remember Game of Thrones? You remember all these things that have no business being in the same tone of film as as Looney Tunes? Like, and that's another thing this movie does, you know. And I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90,000% sure, which is a lot of percentage. Everybody's saying the same thing in terms of like, wow, what a misfire to include all these things. It's obviously a cash grab, obviously a reminder of the great things Warner Brothers has to offer. But I also took it as, are movies now just a collection of things in the background so people can make Easter egg videos? Like, is that all we really need in movies? Is, hey, did you not notice that they had every version of the Penguin? the Batman Penguin in the background? Where it's like, yeah, I noticed that. That's not why I want to watch a movie. I don't want to watch a movie for Easter eggs. Like, I want to watch a movie for a good story. Which this movie has a story buried in it, and pretty insane implications of that story, because I don't think I have enough time to run it down, but it turns out that the game they will be playing is not just basketball, it's the version of basketball that LeBron James's genius son created in his computer in his room, where it's basically, he made NBA Jam. He made the video game NBA Jam, and I don't know if anyone's talking about this, but he basically copied a video game that already exists. It's called NBA Jam. It was the shit. It was the shit back in the 90s. It's still the shit. But they're playing that version of basketball where you can get like 1,000 points. It's about style points. It's about style over substance, kind of like this movie. Ha ha ha. Joke, joke, joke. The point is, eventually he learns the lesson that his dad is just trying his best, and this villain Algae Rhythm, which Don Cheadle, giving it 120%, but just I don't know, man. He learns that his dad's just trying his best, and it's better to be to use the skills that you've been given and do the best you can. And eventually they defeat the big baddie, and everything's fine in the world. And Warner Brothers is here for you, and they're ready and waiting with all types of great products for you to enjoy. So have a good one.